Can you believe we have been in 2021 for 11 weeks and we are officially on the bright side? We have gotten through daylight savings and the nights are going to get shorter, the days are getting longer. Spring is here. It's feeling really good. How are you? It's so good to see you, Sam, Cords, Vines, Richie. I'm seeing y'all coming in. Thank you so much for being here. I wanted to kick us off today by sharing some of the reasons to hope that you've been posting. Some of the ones that stuck out to me. Oh, my cat's gonna come visit us. Christina says, more daylight, eating dinner at sunset instead of dark is giving her reasons to hope. Allison says 2 big ones lately have been vaccines becoming available to everyone in the country on May 1st and all of my family and friends becoming vaccinated, along with daylight savings. So we all are on a theme here. We're pretty stoked on the spring thing. Hello, Frank Joe. Welcome. Clayton says seeing wildflowers starting to bud and bloom is a great reason to hope. Also seeing more people out and about enjoying the sun and the turning weather is a reason to hope. So we're all totally into the spring thing. I can feel it. Hello, Clay Croft. Sharon, Allison, I see you. Christina. Thank you all for being here. This is so fun. So I'm getting some really beautiful reasons to hope coming in this week. Someone said, I'm grateful for color returning to the trees. I'm grateful for the extra light. I feel like I'm emerging from a cave after this difficult winter during a pandemic. Amen. I can say amen to that. We also have someone who says, grateful that my family is getting vaccinated and the distance between us is growing shorter. I feel so many reasons to hope today, and I'm just so glad to be here with you. I want to talk a little bit about the heart. So my friend recently gave me this super cute Lego heart. I'm really loving it. And it made me start thinking about the heart, like all the phrases we use, like where's your heart, or my heart is breaking, or trust your heart, or all the verses in the Bible that talk about the heart. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not on your own understanding. The sense that the heart can kind of has some wisdom or information that maybe the mind can't comprehend, but that the heart can reconcile or experience somehow. The verse that says, may the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable in your sight. And then, of course, the one that always throws me off is where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Because this verse to me, it's Jesus. He's on the Mount of he's giving the Sermon on the Mount on the Sea of Gethsemane, and I got to go to Israel when I was in college. I spent a summer in the Middle East, and I remember standing on that hill where they think that he gave the Sermon on the Mount, and looking down and thinking of that verse and thinking, what would it have been like to be one of his followers at the time, like the disciples, like one of maybe Peter, who literally left his fishing nets, his job, his family business, the thing that his father created that he was taking on, and started following this, young guy in his 30s across the country. And one of the first big sermons or big talks that Jesus gave to his followers was here on the Sermon on the Mount, when he said, where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. And he had just literally asked all of them to leave everything they own behind and come follow him. He would make them fishers of men. So no longer do you need to be concerned with, your bank account or your mortgage or even your family business or your belongings. Don't take anything but the clothes on your back, and I will make you fishers of men. Okay, that's a huge decision to make. So are they sitting there wondering, like, where is my heart? Where is my treasure? It's back in Nazareth? Is it back in Gethsemane? Is it back in Washington, D.C. or Cleveland? Where is my treasure? When we think about ways that we can find reason to hope and ways that we can access gratitude more naturally, I think the question of where we are focusing our attention or where we are finding our treasure, and therefore what we're paying attention to, is key, because there's a way we can overcomplicate this whole process. And what I don't want us to do as we're writing the Book of Hope is get burned out on these daily 5 and all the lists and everything. And I want us to remember that if we just step back and we kind of quiet our minds and let our hearts speak, that the heart has a lot of wisdom and a lot of natural understanding. And as we start to pay attention to where our treasure is, our true heart is going to emerge. And I know this can sound kind of like theoretical and maybe out there, but really, I really want us to think this week, what does it mean to kind of let go and observe, where does our heart naturally go? What is our heart saying? What are we naturally paying attention to? Our heart is a beautiful lie detector test. It's a beautiful sort of way to figure out where we truly are. And then I want us to remember that we're made in God's image, that we are wholly human and divine, that we have hearts that long for something more than this temporal experience that we're having on earth, that we are spirits having a human experience, and that we can trust that our heart is going to lead us toward gratitude and toward hope. And so I just wanted to share that with you. I'm thinking a lot about it this week. I would encourage you, as you write the book of hope, to share what's giving you reasons to hope. Share it in the comments. Thank you so much, all of you, for being here. And there's going to be a piece up on rootandvinenews.com that gets more into what I was kind of reflecting on in my time in Israel, and the sort of conversation between Jesus and his disciples when he was really challenging them to, let go of everything that they had and trust him with their hearts. And then in turn, their treasure was going to become something that moth and rust could not destroy. Lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven. So all of these gratitudes, all of these reasons to hope that we're training our brain to see that come out of our hearts, those are treasures that last beyond any sort of physical, temporal experience. And so that gives me a lot of hope, because it's not dependent on the uncertainties of the pandemic or the economy or, my family situation or where I'm living. That it's actually in my heart, and it's in a place that's transcending any of those, challenges or confusions. So, I'm so happy to see you, Wise, Kilmarie, Frank, Joe, Faust, I'm sorry, it's really hard to read some of these Instagram names, but I'm really glad you're here. And thanks again for being here. Next week, we'll be back again at 3:00 Eastern. Don't forget to drop your comments. What's giving you reason to hope? #reason to hope. We will be posting throughout the week on Instagram as well, so stick around, and I will see you next Monday. Thank you so much. All of you have a beautiful week.